Good everyone, welcome to today's video. Today it's a review on the P-26 A-34 Philippines Premium. Now, for the life of me, I cannot remember when I got or how I got this thing. I know for a fact that I got it in 2017, so there must have been an event during then. Ever since then, it's sat in my hangar gathering dust, as you can imagine. And well, the only time I really brought it out was when I was using the M2A4 1st Armored Division, when I obviously did the review on that. But since then, it's just been set in my hangar, and I thought, well, I need to get the mark of distinction done on it. It's one of my premium planes, so why not drag it out for a bit? So to put it into perspective of what this actually is, it's basically just a P-26 A-33 with a fancy skin. Obviously, it's named the A-34, but it doesn't have the 50 caliber machine gun on it. This only has two 30 cals, as with the rest of the P shooters, other than the 50 cal P shooter, which trades a 30 cal for a 50. Now, personally, I'm quite used to the 50 or the 30 cals into all on this plane, but they're not the most powerful machine guns, so you've got to take that into account. You've also got to take into account you've only got two of them. You've only got 1,000 rounds, which sounds like a lot, but these Brownings fire very quickly, and you're not the most agile dancer at the ball. You'll outturn stuff like BF-109s, give Heinkel 112s a run for their money and things like that, but you will never outturn a biplane. You're just asking to die if you do that. So, how are you meant to fly a P-26? Well, it's more of a boom and zoomer. Well, I say that it's more of like an energy fighter. You don't really want to go into maneuvers all that much. You want to try and keep it in the vertical if you can, because this thing actually does pretty well on the vertical, I find. And you always want to have at least 1,000 feet above your enemies, maybe even 1,500 feet, depending on their type. If it's an I-15, you want at least 4,000 feet because those things are freaking helicopters. But jokes aside, that's the kind of thing you'll deal with. Now I basically got full up tiered all the time in this plane, but I didn't mind it. I really didn't. I would fight 109E1s pretty much every game. I'd even shoot down a couple in a game, and obviously you'll see that with this free play. But like I say, I cannot remember for the life of me when I got this thing. It was quite some years back. Now my one golden rule with reserve planes, as you all remember, is you carry the bombs. These are two 100-pound bombs. They're useful. I mean, you can kill armored cars, tanks, artillery, air guns, whatever you need, really. Um, but medium tanks are off the question. You need a direct hit with those. And, well, these are only small bombs. When it comes to pillboxes, even though you probably won't see any of those in this plane, unless you're up tiering this plane deliberately, yeah, these ain't gonna crack it. But everything else that's light, these bombs will be able to deal with. As far as I remember, they cannot kill a bridge. You need two passes for that. But overall, I had a lot of fun flying this plane. So obviously, armor plating, there's none because it's a pea shooter. And well, I'm gonna briefly go over my stats of the vehicle, how I did in it, and then we're gonna jump into the replay. Forgot to mention KillerTigger. You may remember him from the VB10 replay, and also his P61 subscriber replay that he sent many months back. Um, he's flying wingman with me in a P26 A33, I think he is, which is the only P shooter I don't have a talisman on. But anyway, so P26 A34, so 48 air kills, 126 ground targets, 8 deaths, which equates to 6-to-1 kill death ratio in terms of planes, and a redonkulous amount in terms of ground targets, but I don't count those. Good stats in the vehicle. I was not expecting it, to be honest. Started out with a 3-to-1 because I used a singing tank RB and it would catch many players unawares. But then as I started flying more in Air RB, my stats started dramatically improving, and I was questioning myself because, as I always say, I'm not the world's best War Thunder pilot, but I can make this thing work pretty damn well. Now, obviously, at the time of recording this, the VE Day sales are coming up. I'm planning on picking up a couple of things. And, well, I'm thinking of purchasing the P26A33 talisman. So that way, it doesn't feel alone because, well, I've got the M2, I've got the B-35, which is basically this, but I think this plane's feeling a little alone, so I'll think about it. If it's cheap, I'll get it, because I've got some Golden Eagles sat in the bank. I'm planning on picking up a couple of premiums during sales. I'll see. But anyway, let's jump into the battle, shall we? I've blabbered on a bit too much, as I usually do. So me and KillerTigger, we met during the VB10 battle. He's a really nice guy and a really nice pilot. He calls me Chief for some reason. I have no idea why. He just does. I don't mind being called Chief, but it makes me feel like I'm some sort of Zulu warlord, which makes me feel even more badass. But it was this battle that we had where it really got intense. I could have shown the 4-kill battle that I had in this plane, but no. This one was a bit more, shall we say, exciting, because me and KillerTigger really do clean up in this game. Now, KillerTigger for some reason had an obsession with bombing this watchtower there. He doesn't do it in this game, but we're both going, holy shit, bit close for comfort there. But, yeah, we both started laughing because, well, KillerTigger was getting a bit close for comfort here. And needless to say, I was sort of going brown pants moment, but I said to him, don't do that again, I don't want to change my pants again. But yes, as I was saying, KillerTigger is in the P-26 A-34. I haven't flown it in a while, but it's basically the same as this, so I'm not expecting much. It just looks funky with that paint job, I'm not gonna lie. It legit looks like someone's just taken a minion from the Minions films and just painted this plane accordingly. If you've never watched the Minions films, I highly recommend them. They're really good little kids films, and that's because I'm a big kid. It's like Toy Story, really. So I'm going to jump ahead to the combat, because I have the power. Well, me and KillerTigger, we knew what to do from the get-go. Obviously, we're climbing up pretty high to 10,000 feet, which may not seem like much in higher tier battles, but in lower tier battles, that's quite rare. You only tend to see that for people who intercept bombers. Now, there is a stat padder on the enemy team named Pravitko. I see him far too much in that plane. He flies a BF-109 E1 a lot. But me and KillerTigger don't need to worry about him. He's just sat AFK on the airfield as far as I remember. Oh, he's actually... Why is he climbing like that? You're gonna stall, buddy, but... Whatever, it's not about him. To be honest, I didn't even see him climbing, so... So me and KillerTigger obviously communicating quite well in Discord. I said to him, right, you take the BA, I'll take the BF-109. And he said, yep, no problem. So I went for the 109. And well, the 30 cals aren't the most powerful weapons, but they get the job done eventually. I'm running Universal with 600 meters gun convergence, but that really doesn't matter because, well, the plane's armament is mounted. I'm telling KillerTigger, you might want to do a corkscrew here, and he does it perfectly in the P-shooter. The 109 attempts to follow, but, well, I hope he brought some marshmallows. First kill for me. Now you may have noticed that the hotbox insignia was not on the wings. I actually removed that because this thing very rarely catches on fire. It only caught on fire twice whilst I was flying it. Both times I died, but P-shooters are, or in fact all reserve planes are very vulnerable to fires. So I wasn't too fussed. So now we're heading into the actual battle, so to speak. And well, we're just slowly flying over because obviously P-shooters with bombs on aren't the fastest things in the world. From what I've been able to find, these things were able to carry 8, I think it was 30-pound fragmentation bombs. So like the what's it called? The HE-51C1's 10-kilogram bombs. It's like those. I'd love to see that because I'd want to carpet bomb someone with those bombs. So now me and KillerTigger are obviously flying wingtip, well, pretty much wingtip to wingtip. I say to him, right, I'm going to go for Badgie. But then I decide, no, I've got a better idea. I'll go for Panda Boy. He needs to be dealt with. KillerTigger says, yep, I've got this guy. And this is where a funny moment happens. KillerTigger's obviously flying over, and he notices Budgie has had a bit of engine trouble. And then KillerTigger said, should I just strafe him? I said, no, bomb him. Bomb him. And KillerTigger, more than obliges, he drops the bombs right on top of him, blowing Budgie 38 to Kingdom Come. There goes KillerTigger's first, quotation marks, air kill. Obviously at this point, I'm moving to help Panda Boy. Well, not help Panda Boy, I should say help dispose of Panda Boy. And at this point, that B5N2 on your right, you're going to see him in a moment. He's going to give me a slight brown pants moment. Obviously, he's just dropped his bombs. Well, big bomb, it was the 800. And I knew he was going to go for the ram, so you can imagine my pants moment when he goes flying over my plane just like that. KillerTigger's going to intercept him. I've got some good hits on him. Panda Boy's obviously coming back to try and get a head-on with me because they all do head-ons, but he doesn't actually notice me, which I found rather amusing. And, well, I hope you brought some marshmallows. KillerTigger has just dealt with the B5N2 that we saw a moment ago. I finish off the 112, and Tesla is going down. KillerTigger disposed of it nicely. The guy's attempted to put his gear down, but the fire's already claiming him. He's done for. Obviously, I still have my bombs on board. KillerTigger does not, so obviously he's a bit faster than me, but down goes the B5N for KillerTigger's second kill. Obviously, I took the second kill on the Hiker 112, which you saw a moment ago. And we're having a really good battle so far. We're really enjoying ourselves because this is just a legendary battle. So now we decide, right, ground targets. We need to help our team's tickets because they're about equal at the moment. But I said to him, right, if you can clear out the AA, I'll go for the howitzers. If I remember rightly, we actually changed targets. I start going for the AA, and he starts going for the howitzers because I know how to deal with AA a lot more effectively than KillerTigger because I'm a lot more used to AAA. Yes, at this point, I've changed targets to the AAA. Because, well, we all know what AAA is like, don't we? Fly perfectly through the gaps in the trees there. Now, in a moment, me and KillerTigger are actually going to run close to running out of ammo. And, well, KillerTigger's going to... he's going to have a good result nonetheless. Obviously, we're both cleaning up these howitzers very effectively. We're both working on Discord. We're communicating well. I'm actually in their Discord server with a bunch of his friends. Itchy Knuckles, great guy. A couple of others. Forsyth, he's a nice bloke. Very nice pilot to fly with. He's British like me. We're the only Brits in that server, so it's pretty funny. At this point, I say to KillerTigger, right, I want to get my bombs off, and he's like, okay. So we make our way over to the convoy over here. And this is where it's going to start to get a bit brown pants moment. Because we're just flying over, we're just minding our own business. We've cleaned up pretty well. I got 6 out of that. KillerTigger got 4. Obviously he's watching my back, we're making sure that there's going to be nothing coming. And what we didn't know at the time was that this little pest, Kachiga Kachow, which is a rip-off of Cars, I can tell you that much, I do know my Disney films, mate. Well, more like Pixar, technically. I drop my bombs, I get this armoured car. At this moment, we both notice them. I say to KillerTigger, right, how much ammo you got? And he's like, 80 rounds. That's not 800, 8 with a 0. I have 56 at this moment in time. But there's 2 of us, we should surely be able to take this guy. I fire a couple of shots, I get some hits, nothing really special. But then KillerTigger with a single burst blows him to Kingdom Come with an engine fire. And he only fired 24 rounds on that guy, and he set that guy on fire. I say to him, right, I'm going to follow him just to make sure he's going to die. I'm not going to kill steal. I'm not like Dave Schilling. If Dave Schilling was here, he'd have frickin' swooped in and stole that bitch, but nah, I'm not like that. Parts and everything are flying off that 109, and the pilot forgot his marshmallows. And there we go, KillerTigger's third kill of the game. Obviously, we don't have much ammo left, and obviously Private Co is the only one alive. But this game's going to end before Private Co can intercept us, because he's that much of a twat. He's set up at altitude at like 20,000 feet, and he's slowly working his way down. Me and KillerTigger obviously working our way to clear the ground targets. And we had a really good game, obviously. Here comes Private Co. He's doing nearly 500 miles an hour. I still don't understand why this plane's battle rating 2 when it has to fight pea shooters, but hey-ho. And that is me out of ammo. I am completely dry. That was my 8th and final ground target in the game. But don't worry, Yep 2 is going to bomb a base and win us the game. And that's the end of the match. So, overall, I really enjoyed flying this pea shoot. Obviously, the other pea shoot is the P-26 with the M250 cal and the B-35. Love flying those two. As I mentioned, if I do pick up the P-26 A-33's talisman in the sales, I'll let you know, because it'll be my first bought talisman, and I want to not make it feel left out, because, well, I've gotten the other pea shooters out, including this, because this has been gathering dust for about 2 years, and I just didn't want to feel it left out, and to be honest, it's one of the few reserve planes I actually have a talisman, well, don't have a talisman on. I don't have any of the I-15s, which is a subscriber request and all that. Well, the M22 model, I think it is, if I remember rightly. But yeah, if you can get this plane, obviously it does take a skilled pilot. I'm not saying bad players can't do good in this thing. You certainly can. But if you're a new player and you wanted to fly a pea shooter, go for the 50 cal one. It's a lot more refined for lower leveled players. Its armament is a lot more dangerous for newer players to understand. Anyway, I'll let you guys off. I hope you enjoyed today's video on the P-26 A-34. Like I say, it's a very nice plane, but you do need to take into consideration your surroundings. And if you're as lucky as KillerTigger, you can down a 109E in 24 shots. No doubt he'll leave a comment relating to that, because I did save this one just for him. So, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I will catch you all on the next one.